Well, Lori, today do you want to go ahead and introduce Ori? I know you guys know each other as well, and I'll let you kind of kick things off, and then we'll jump in.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of working with Ori several years ago. It's a great platform. ViewBug is a fantastic platform if you haven't checked it out. Ori is a co-founder of ViewBug. He has been with them since the beginning. Great person, and I know that you're going to enjoy listening to him today. So, Ori, really pleased to have you with us today.
It's my pleasure. Great to see you again, Lori, and very excited to show around and to chat photography once again. It's been a while.
Yes, that's great.
Excellent. Okay. And right now, a lot of you guys let us know that some of you are using Mylio, some of you are taking a look at all the different things, which is great. It's amazing how many people are from all over the world right now, which is just awesome. Well, what I want to share with you guys is just a little bit about a special bundle we're doing right now. And we're going to take a look at two of the tools today. We're going to start off in just a second, taking a look at ViewBug. But let me just put what the special is up so you can see it. It's our early Black Friday holiday bundle. It is a bundle with 3 different products in it. And those products are Mylio Photos, and it includes a year of Mylio Photos Plus. Mylio Photos is a great tool for organizing all of your assets. I'm going to show you a little bit later on today how we can use the search tools to find things and to connect different devices together. And then Radiant Photo we'll be taking a look at next week. Radiant Photo is an AI image editor, and I'll show you just briefly later today how we can connect to it. But we're also going to dig into ViewBug, and I also know Ori for a long time. It's a very cool platform. We'll give you a walkthrough of just some of the really useful tools you get up there, as well as some of the contests, which can be a lot of fun, as well as have great prizes that you can enter. So you can check out getting the bundle, but there's news about each of the different products and what you get. And it's a 12-month license for all of the different things here. So it's going to really let you dig in and explore what they can do, and you'll see all about this. So let's just start off for a second. And Ori, when you're ready, I'll let you share your screen for ViewBug. What led you guys to create this platform? This is something that you started a long time ago. I remember meeting you when you were first getting started with it, and it's just grown and grown. But what was the reason for the creation of ViewBug?
Yeah, that's a good question. And Rich, about 12 years ago, I was joining a lot of contests online with my own photography. And then I would share with some friends, and they would tell me, Ori, I don't know if that link looks legit. If I were you, I wouldn't send your photos to that contest. And then I was getting worried about it. And then I would join another contest online, and I would never hear back from who was the winner and the reasons why they won. And sometimes I would find my photo being used in other places. So I said, okay, we need to find a solution to this problem, because I know of a lot of people that are trying to join contests and they're having the same problems that I'm having. They're not finding a legit place and they don't feel comfortable joining these contests. So to make the long story short, we built a platform which is now ViewBug. And 10 years later, over 4 million photographers. And the whole idea is to have a community of like-minded people, which is art-loving photographers, and the backbone of the community is the contests. So it's a pretty cool way to know that you keep the rights to your images, that you can explore all of these different opportunities, and that you don't really need to browse in different places. You know that you can go to ViewBug, and every day there's going to be a new contest launching with a different genre and guest judges and different prizes. And it's incredible to see here on the chat people from all over the world. And we built ViewBug in a way where contests are open for submissions worldwide. And we try to make sure that every type of photographer is included. So as you can see on the screen, we have all types of photo contests, from very generic type of images like landscapes to very specific type of photos. And we found that throughout all of these years, joining a contest is not only about winning a prize, but it's about interacting with other photographers, getting feedback from master judges, and seeing what other photographers are doing with similar tasks. So, and the way our contest work also, on each contest we have several winners. We have a grand jury winner, we have people's choice. The people's choice is very cool. It's like a blind voting process, so it's not really voting on who's the most popular photographer in the community. It's fully focused on the quality of the images. So yeah, and when you join a contest, we also give you tips and feedback and infographics about your photo, how it's performed. If you shot a photo with a Canon, and the contest has, let's say, 10,000 participants, maybe out of those 10,000, 3,000 of the participants shoot with a Canon too. So we can tell you when it comes to the people's choice or the voting, how you're ranking against the generic population, but also with only Canon users or with only people that joined from New Zealand. So it's pretty cool to see how you're ranking against fellow photographers.
And I like that the contests here are built around teaching you different concepts of photography. So like in this case, you had rule of thirds, but you've had, all sorts of different things, from really just for everybody, no matter what you're into, different color parts, and people can win really nice things from this, and there's you recruit judges. So, I love this one, this idea of having to go with a dominant color. This is a lot of fun because I think photography thrives with constraints, but also creativity, if that makes sense. Like if it's just an unlimited, what's the best picture? How do you compare an emotional portrait to a beautiful landscape to, a night sky? But when you have a theme, it kind of unlocks creativity.
And it's exactly what you're saying. We get a lot of feedback of community members that said, Ori, I hadn't gone on a photo shoot in a month, but suddenly I saw the Orange Theory contest on the platform. And even if I wasn't ready to submit a photo, it gave me an idea to go shoot a house across the street that has a very beautiful orange roof. And so, yeah, these things are a cool way to increase or encourage your creativity and to get you out there and shooting and see what other people are doing with their images.
Now, I'm going to show you, and I encourage people to get out there and shoot. You guys have contests launching every day. It's good to go shoot new things, and people are allowed to submit more than one photo for a contest typically, right? Like if you're a member, you could submit several photos.
Yeah, that's the cool thing where VIEWBUG, and I think I like the part that it's gonna go hand in hand with Mylio, but VIEWBUG, you have your pretty much your portfolio, your profile. Yeah. You don't need to go and upload your image every single time. So you have your centralized hub of your images, and then you can simply drag them to the contests that are open for submission. So we're making it easier for you as a photographer to discover the contests, to participate. And on top of the contest, we have user-generated challenges. So as a photographer, and if you love, again, taking photos of cats, you can create a cats photo challenge and invite your friends and community members. There's always over 500 different challenges open for submissions that are built by community members. It's a super cool way to interact with other photographers.
Well, I'm going to show, for example, how we could enter this orange contest using Mylio and how easy it is. Like in my case, I've been taking pictures a lot for about 25 years. I took pictures in high school. I dabbled a little bit. I went to schools of journalism, but I mostly did video. But then after I graduated school, I became a music photographer and was doing music blogging and music magazines for a while. And then I did lots of other types of photography. But I just want to show you how we can use a little bit of organization and AI. So first off, when we're browsing all of our pictures, like in an all photos view, I can limit it by picking specific folders. Like I could say, I want to look at, certain pictures here. I want to look at my main photo library and I'm okay looking at my time-lapse library. So I from the folders list, I picked two big folders that I wanted to look in, and these are huge. Like this is about 10 terabytes of photos here. I guarantee you I've forgotten more of the pictures than I remember taking. I love rediscovering. And now I'm going to go by Smart Tag, which uses AI, and down to our visual properties section. And we'll talk about like the cat and dog one in a moment, but I'll just click on orange. And with this slider here, I can adjust the threshold of, oh, get really orange or just a little bit orange. Like give me a lot of matches. It won't require as much orange. And now all of a sudden, I'm kind of going through my library. Oh, that was the time I got a chance to visit China and I shot that. Oh, I'm seeing, this mine and this industrial equipment. Oh, here's New York subway street and shooting, panning shots of traffic. Well, when I lower the threshold on orange, now it's subtle orange as opposed to dramatic orange. And so I can kind of dial that in for the amount of orange I want. And, and I'll just pin that. And then maybe I'll add a little bit of red and kind of go for something. So we have like the two areas of like red to orange. So it's not so flat, and now I can kind of play with the mixture of those two colors. And, now I'm finding things that I can browse and look for and kind of play with. Like these are, kind of dynamic here. So I can mix those two colors together. And as I adjust that ratio, I'm finding really fun shots. Oh, this one in the desert. I love the orange here, but with the blue on the sky. This is from one of my time-lapse shoots. And so it's just a way of kind of rediscovering your photography. And I love the prompt because by you giving me a challenge, I can go through and look through past images and rediscover things, silly things like, working with a musician to, just, fun portrait of my son from early in his life to, finding just really great live action shots or sunsets or other cool things. And so that's kind of the idea here, is that you can discover your photo library again. So just something for people to think about trying, right? Like as they play with that, they can start to mix those two colors together, and play with the different colors and bringing them in. Now, you brought up dogs and cats, right? So you guys had a pet category.
Correct.
And so this one's fun because we also tend to index those things. And so you can click on the word dog or a specific breed of dog. And this is where AI always fails. Sometimes it's because the word cardigan is also the name of a dog. And so that's a bug. But, it's like there's different styles of dog photos here. And if I adjust the threshold of what's a dog, it'll give me more or fewer results. And so now I can start to find, different pictures. And so by using that threshold and saying, oh, don't be so tolerant, be more specific, be more confident that it's a dog, then some of those things that aren't dogs fall away. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember this. This was a homeless dog that we saw when we were visiting Mexico. And I just remember the emotion of seeing that, and so, I can find different types of pictures from different memories and just revisit those. So, I think that's one of the fun things about photography, is that it lets us both make new things and it lets us kind of revisit our past or come up with things that, maybe we forgot about.
It's amazing. And what you're saying, I'm almost getting goosebumps, because the number one reason that community members say that they do not join a contest is because they remember they took the photo, but they cannot remember where they have it or where it is, and they have it on a hard drive and they don't want to bring it out. But what you were just showing, I'm like, okay, we need to make sure more people know about this, because it's so easy to find the images. And just by looking at the different themes here on your screen, full hues. It's what you were doing with adjusting the AI intensity. It's so easy to find images.
Yeah, let's do both of these. Like, I love moment lenses. I own several of these. They're lenses for smartphones, right, Ori?
Yes.
And so they're, like, you're like, but my smartphone already has a lens. Yes, these actually attach, and they have shallow depth of field. They've got just, beautiful options for connecting the lens. I love how you explain how this works. So what I could do here is look and see some of the submissions and kind of get an idea of what that looks like, and then jump on into my library. And we actually, and this is something you can't do anywhere else. Let me get rid of dog for a moment. We have a property section that we developed with a bunch of professional photographers called visual property. And so I can come down here to the aperture. And so this is about shallow depth of field. So I can go from, there's really no such thing as 0.0, but just in case, I can go from like say f2.0 to, 0, boom. And now I just went through my entire library and started finding shallow depth of field images, and then if I say, oh, you know what? I don't want ones with people in it. I could type the word person, click to add it, but then just right click on it and say exclude people from the shot. And so now I've got shallow depth of field. It'll take just a second. Here we go. Shallow depth of field where it doesn't see faces. So, here I do have a lot of other stuff. Sometimes we can play with that confidence there. I could be more specific, dial that in. And so that's going to be more confident that there's not a person and start to pull out. I can limit to certain folders. Let me just jump in here. Let me see. I think I should do it the wrong way. I'll go that way. There we go. Or instead of people, I can actually start to choose specific things like fruit, shallow depth of field of fruit, or maybe shallow depth of field. Let's come up here of just food in general. Right? And so now it's browsing different things that it thinks, or plants. Maybe I want shallow depth of field of animals. And so you can see the crazy categories here. Oh. But we worked hard on these. And cockroaches. Now, I don't think you need to find a cockroach, but AI can find a cockroach if you want it.
We can launch a contest for those photos.
There we go. But here we go. Shallow depth of field of that, and then I can adjust, or I can just play and it's going to start to dig in. Now, depending upon what you're looking for me, it's much more likely that I have shallow depth of field of plants because I do a lot of plant photography. So as I dial that in, now it's finding, things where there was plants in the shot, and plants can mean a lot of different things. So here we have arboretums. Now I'm seeing some things I liked. Oh yeah, this was that trip where I went to this really cool Japanese garden, and I actually did shoot. These were with lens baby lenses.
Wow.
I was playing with those, but shallow artistic depth of field on purpose, and so I can start to dig in there and play with those settings and find things that maybe I forgot about.
Super cool. Super cool. It's so easy. I mean, the way you're just finding images out of the thousands and thousands of images makes it super easy.
Well, yeah. And the problem with having 500,000 photos, besides having to buy really big hard drives, is you kind of forget about what you have. There we go. A leaf beetle. That's the one I want.
Wow.
That's a nice shallow depth of field. I was looking for some bugs. Bugs don't move very fast. Perfect. Maybe butterfly. But I just started typing in random words and playing with things until I found something I wanted, and now I got it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And I think we're going to have to make it easier for everybody and just have an export button so that they can go to that specific box contest.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know that you guys are working on adding a button that we can add, which is going to be fun. In the meantime, as you do find pictures and you kind of want to save them, maybe as you're building, you start seeing, oh, I want a little bit of this or a little bit of that. Let me just go right into the Costa Rica folder here. So here I went to a trip I took to Costa Rica, but instead of drilling in folder by folder by folder, I could just click right here and say, show media in Costa Rica. And now it's showing me everything from that 2-week trip. So then I'll just apply to just this folder, maybe that shallower depth of field, so we'll go maybe up to about 4.0, and I'll go with macro shots. So there we go, from wide to about 130 and aperture to about 4.0. There we go. And now I'm narrowing down that shoot. I'm seeing different things in close-ups and shallow depth of field that I was looking for. So now I can find that and just revisit things. And so it should be fun is the point. Like, this lets you start to rediscover things, and you can adjust, and it will adjust on the fly. It's like, oh yeah, and I want to go to really tight shots, like, things that are going to be, say, 80 to 130. There we go. And now I'm finding, the types of shots I was looking for. So it's fun. I think this is the sort of thing where you kind of forget what you have, and this lets you rediscover it. You can start to dig through your library and find fun things. Now, Ori, do you have any advice when it comes to entering a contest? I see, for example, here that some people are watermarking, some people aren't. Mylio has a watermark tool. We'll be letting you add your own custom logo here at the end of the month. We're updating it. I like the toilet paper. I see here somebody submitted sort of like 6 different shots of the same general subject. What do you think tends to work best? Obviously, it's contest by contest, but is it good to enter similar photos to give people choices? Should you go a little more diverse through your library?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the number one tip, obviously, is to try not to be scared of joining the contest, knowing that you will always own the rights to your photos. You can do a VIEWBUG watermark if you feel that you want extra protection, or we do the same. You can upload your own watermark. And
okay, so you'll take care of the watermark before it publishes, so you could just
correct. We can do what will automatically add the watermarks, and you, as a photographer, you can decide. I mean, having a watermark on your photo is part of the aesthetics of the photo, so you can decide if you want the watermark on the lower right corner, upper left corner, whatever suits your needs. And I do recommend all our contests allow you to submit at least 2 or 3 images because of what you just said. If you have a shallow depth and you want to do a photo of your daughter and then a photo of the guy playing the guitar. So yeah, be as open as possible on submitting different type of images, and just see how fun it is. There's nothing to lose. You will see how right away you start getting feedback from community members, people commenting on your photos. After all, it's people that love this type of images. So you'll see a lot of, there you can see the VIEWBUG watermark.
Yeah.
If we have a tool where you can design your own logo and watermark as well. We have designers that do pretty much hand-done designs, and we can help photographers with that as well.
Now, I want to illustrate a couple of ways of searching. So I loved here, as I was looking at the rules of this contest, you had it had some pretty specific instructions. So I'm going to set these instructions over to the side here and use them to just show, because I know a lot of times people don't enter contests because I don't have time to go shoot something new, or I don't have time to find that, right? So here, this is perfect. Like, you guys literally spelled out exactly, because this was from GoPro. They say you don't have to use a GoPro, but they wanted to see wider angle shots and slower shutters and manual mode. So I'm just going to type in the recipe that they gave us here, right? So let's try this. So it's going to go, let's see here, wider angle lens. All right. So focal length, I'll go 3mm to, and that's like an iPhone lens. Sometimes they measure that to, let's go to about 28. So we'll start with that wider angle lens. And then it says, okay, let's get a nighttime drive. Okay, so let's start to type in dark. And I can use an AI tag for darkness. And now I can say road, or I can look for street. Like, I could just start typing and I see things. I could do car, auto, right? It's going to go in, there's vehicles. So I can find different things. But in this case, I think I could just go with a longer exposure, actually, instead of relying on AI. I'm going to go with the shutter speed here and say, let's go with something that's like, 1 second long to 10 seconds long, 15 seconds long. Now it'll start to lengthen it out a little bit. Let's go there. There we go. See? So like we could start to play with different shutter speeds. Now I'm still in Costa Rica, so let me get out of the Costa Rica folder and go to my entire library. I'm just going to link the results here. So as I switch over, so there we are.
Wow.
Focal length, shutter speed, that's working. Let's go just a little longer on the shutter speed. So I'm gonna, yep, quarter to 15, that's fine. And we'll try dark again. Dark, cool. And then bokeh, boom. So dark, wide angle photos. There we go.
Wow.
Or here, drive. This is like, I just, I took the camera out, the wide angle camera out the car. I was the passenger. I just dragged the shutter. And as we were going down the highway, I was just like light painting with it for fun. And that's like the rear view lights and some overhead street lights.
So
just
cool.
Having fun. And that's what you guys can do, and because this is, because you can play with this, right? So like there it is, the smart tag, bokeh should be here. I could say, oh, let's be broader, like more bokeh, be more gentle about defining bokeh. There we go. So now I get a few more choices to play with, right? Oh, different options. So there's fun, or we can get rid of bokeh and just come up here to vehicles and say cars. And now I'm seeing nighttime driving shots. Here I am going through, Times Square, or here we are in driving down the highway, right? So that's actually probably a GoPro. So I hope you guys see that this is not hard to participate. So what Mylio Photos does is it actually indexes your whole library. And when you install it on your devices, it completely does this. And this is our free product. Our free product can be installed on one computer, and you can attach put it on your main computer and let it index your whole computer. But the benefit if you sync your Mylio library is that you can connect all your devices. So, I'm going to just turn on my iPad here and it'll start syncing in a second, but I have it on my iPad and I have it on my phone and on my laptop, and there it is. Now it's syncing. So I can do those same searches from any of my devices because Mylio Photos optimizes your photo library as well. So besides having, 15 terabytes of photos here, it shrinks it down to like about that, in my case, about 700 gigabytes, which fits on my iPad. And they're still small, raw files, fully editable, and I can work from anywhere. So I could be sitting at the coffee shop. I could be, like I was yesterday, stuck on an airplane for hours entering VIEWBUG contests. That would be much more fun than what I had to do on that airplane. All right, so Ori, what else do you think is fun with your community? I mean, you guys, besides the contest, which is the hallmark, you do get some other things with your membership, right? I see you can get a logo for yourself, so you can get a really nice watermark for your pictures.
Correct. You can get a logo, and you can, if you're looking to have a more professional looking portfolio or website with your own domain, we have a portfolio builder tool that you can do it. It's under the tool section as well. And we also, as I mentioned, we have some, we're starting to play with some videos where people can upload videos, but definitely if you go to the photo contest drop-down menu and look at the creator studio, we have different ways to continue encouraging creativity. We have a limited contest where we say, okay, only if, for example, 1,400 photos are available, available in that contest. We have different things like specific missions where we say, okay, go out and shoot the sunset twice within the next week and unlock a surprise. And the surprise can be an ebook on how to improve your sunset photography. So it's a lot of creative ways of getting out there and exploring your creativity. And developing a streak to go out and shoot more. We know that we all need a little bit extra push when we have our camera sitting on our desk or on our bedside table. We need a little push to go out and shoot a little bit more. So these are all fun missions and fun ways to get people to shoot more. And definitely when you see all of these creative opportunities to participate and to collaborate with other photographers, it makes it more fun and more exciting to go out and shoot.
And I love how you let us know what contests are coming up next with these missions, because it gives you things, oh, I can go get reflections now. It's the fall, there's leaves, it's starting to get cold, so there's going to be ice. I can find reflections. Oh, it's getting into winter, it's going to be darker and longer nights, so we can start exploring those things, which is great. And I do really think, let me go to your websites here. So this is something that people will not necessarily think about, but at some point, as you start to both enter contest and just upload your own photography, you may want to build out your own website so that you can show your photography off to people. And I love that these are responsive. So you build the website, but you also then format it for mobile devices. And you've got many different styles here that put the focus on the photographer themselves.
Correct. And we, as part of the website builder, we have a tool that allows you to sell your images. So if you're interested to have your own website and pretty much have a portfolio of images that you want to sell to friends or family or to your social media followers, we take care of all the backend. You simply say how much you want to charge, and we take care of the printing, the shipping worldwide. Our mission is to empower photographers and help them improve their skills and their photography journey. So helping people make some money out of their photography is also part of what we work on a daily basis. And putting up your images for sale in your own website is a good starting point.
Okay. And I see, this is something I didn't see before. This is a newer one. For those who are looking, tell us a little bit about PhotoGigs. I see it's new, so
it came from another interesting story. So I proposed to my wife a while ago in Paris, and we had a random photographer taking photos of that moment, and then he showed them to us, and it was obviously one of the best memories up to today. So we're with the VIEWBUG Gigs, we're changing the way you can make money. So you don't need to go to a website or to a directory for somebody to find you and hire you for an event. You can pretty much go out to, we're in San Diego, so you can go to the beach and take photos of couples in the sunset or families, and then you give them your QR code, upload all the photos to your own website, and the people that you took photos of can go find the photos and buy them directly there. So it's a cool way to take impromptu images of beautiful special moments, like it happened to me, and to make money out of it. People, and I mean, we see it all the time when people suddenly get the QR code and say, hey, I have a beautiful photo that I just shot of you carrying your daughter with a sunset in the background. You go, you log into VIEWBUG Gigs as a customer, you see that photo, instantly you want to get it because it's an amazing memory, and it's an unexpected surprise that you get from a photographer. So I would encourage photographers.
Can they order prints here as well as the
yes,
digital?
they order prints. You can, as you can see, you can set your own prices, and people go to your profile and they can either order a digital download or a print from the photo that you took.
Now, I know that sometimes when people are just getting started, the concept of what do I charge or things like that might seem difficult. I know you guys have articles up there to help, but if you're not comfortable charging or you just want to open to donations, do you guys have open pricing where like you could say, oh yeah, I photographed this soccer tournament because my child was in it, but I have tons of great pictures. I want other parents to be able to get them, but if you want to donate to my photography hobby and pay a little bit of money or order some prints, I'll totally take it.
Absolutely. And you don't need to come up with a pricing. We know what pricing works best. So when you go into setting the price, we pretty much guide you and we let you know what you should be charging for what type of product. So yeah, don't be scared of trying to come up with your own pricing. We can help you with that. On the other hand, if you feel that your image is worth $1,000 and that's what you want to charge, we're more than welcome to allow you to charge $1,000 for that shot.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to this. And now with the logo and the watermark, we're allowed to download that too, right? We could use it on the site, but we also download it to use, like, because I can look next month in Mylio, we're shipping an update to our watermark tool that'll let you load a PNG file. Can we connect these two?
Yes, absolutely. You can download. We actually provide the logo in full commercial size and format, and with different backgrounds, with different type of designs, layouts. They're social media ready, print ready, website ready. So definitely, I recommend checking it out. We have an actual designers working on these logos. And if you don't like what you see, we can also always work on revisions and provide you with the best logo, which is pretty much part of your photography brand. And so here's some recommendations on the logos that we've seen that look better with specific type of images.
Yeah, I like this. Like, you can choose, you see what it looks like over a color, like if you were going to print a business card, but this is advantageous. Now, one of the things I'll put out there, and this is going to sound strange to folks, but there's a reason to not use your actual signature as a watermark. First off, most of us, depending on age, probably only do, cursive handwriting to sign a check, if that, Venmo, PayPal, everything else. Like the classic art of really great penmanship is not there. Or if you don't want signature cursive style, just not all of us have a background in typography, but putting your actual signature all over the internet is not necessarily the most secure thing. And I bring this up because, at Mylio, we know a lot about online security. So, like, for example, when you go to publish photos, one of the options we give you that we think is important is that if you want to, when you export, we have an option called Safe Share, which lets you strip off all metadata before upload as a matter of privacy. Some people don't want to publish what gear they used. Maybe they don't want to, not everyone feels like, oh, I don't want people judging me for the equipment. They should just look at the image. Other people are uploading pictures of kids. Do you really want to be putting pictures of kids up there with timestamps and GPS locations and all of that? The internet is not necessarily the best place. So Safe Share strips everything out. But you can also go here under metadata and decide exactly what is included. So if you want captions or keywords, that could help a search. Do you want to include your copyright statement or your contact card as a photographer? So if I was going to be uploading to VIEWBUG, I'd include my copyright information and I'd include my IPTC contact card, which we have here in Mylio that I'm going to show you. So we can go under our settings here in Mylio and just come down to, I'm going to go off of memory here. There we go, advanced IPTC info. And you can load up all these default values for your contact card. So if you want to share your address, or if you just want to put your name and your email or your copyright information or your website, you could put that in there. And then that actually gets embedded in the picture when you export. And the reason why I put this out there is we are terrible when it comes to pictures. Like, you probably don't realize all the things that you have photos of that are online that are risky. Like, here, I'll just type in the word express. And it's like, oh yeah, through the years, not only did Mylio find, American Express signs, it found that's an expired credit card, but I had pictures of credit cards in my wallet, right? Like, that I had to upload or I took a picture of. Like, putting all this stuff online can get a little risky, which is one of the reasons why, Mylio lets you keep everything local and under control. But then before you post, you could really be under control of exactly what metadata is there, because both Mylio and pretty much every computer device online can actually read things. So, like, there it's reading the word password on a screenshot, right? It's actually seeing that. Like, it read the text right there, that small password. Like, it's just insane that that stuff is there. See, change password.
Wow.
So I just want to point that out, that like taking the time to think about what metadata you include in your photo is both a safety issue, and it's also good to apply credit and copyright to your photos. And you guys respect that, Ori, right? Like you know, I know that you guys respect the photographer's ownership, but you preserve that information in the files so that it doesn't get stripped away, right?
Always, always. We keep all the metadata of the images, and that's the number one reason why we launched ViewBug when it comes to joining contests, to make sure we preserve everything that the photographer deserves to have preserved and attributed to.
Great, great. Well, Lori, I know there's been a couple of questions in there, and I'd like to encourage folks. Why don't we open it up for questions, whether it be about ViewBug or Mylio? We can look at a couple more contests. I could show you crazy ways of searching, but Lori, anything pop up? Did anybody have any questions about ViewBug or Mylio that we should answer today?
Matthew and I were just mentioning how this audience has just been watching you guys, and there haven't been many questions. I think they're just really excited about this possibility of doing searches with Mylio and then being able to, be inspired by ViewBug, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really impressed, Ori, with what you guys have up here. Now, some of your stuff that you guys have posted is totally free. So like if you're not ready to join ViewBug yet, you can still try some of the contest out. You can try some of the tools. Same with Mylio Photos. We want to make our main product, Mylio Photos, free to help you discover your photos and manage them. And that's great. And I want to emphasize that, our app really is truly free. You're not putting things in the cloud. You're just managing your own storage. And everything you're doing is completely compatible with any other editing tool. So if I want to enhance a photo before I upload it, maybe I know, I'm thinking of another picture that I want to enter for that nighttime contest that you guys just had. I'm going to come in here, and I just had a chance to visit Taiwan this year. It was beautiful. And this was the street corner I was looking for, just this great nighttime shot, Taipei 101. I have some pictures that I've already cleaned up. Like this is the edited version of that photo, but maybe I want to crop it a little bit differently or do a small change. I could, of course, do that right inside of Mylio. We've got all the core sorts of tools you're used to seeing in other tools like Lightroom and Capture One, all the basics. But you can also do a simple handoff. So, we mentioned in the bundle that you have access to Radiant Photo. Radiant Photo is a tool that allows you to visually enhance images. So if we choose Open With, you'll see that every editing tool that you have is available from Mylio. We completely compatible with every tool. So if I say Open With, I can hand off that raw file, and it's going to actually launch Radiant Photo, and I can do a little enhancement pass. So Radiant is really good at just getting the right contrast, balancing that out. I'll come over here and just tweak the light a little softer. Now this image was pretty solid. It was beautiful time of day, but let's say you had an image where you loved the subject, you loved what you got a chance to photograph, but you didn't have great light. So like I came here, and it was really cool. I loved this view. There's Taipei 101. We went to this monastery, but the light sucked. But that's because we had 2 days to explore the country, and I wasn't just going to go, oh, the light's only good 3 hours out of the day, and the rest of the time I'm not taking pictures. We drove all over the country. So once I find the one that I think I want, I'm just going to say Open With and hand it off to Radiant Photo. And it's going to remove color cast, get the right light, get the right proper exposure, because it will actually go through and analyze. And we can go in here and just dial in the right contrast, the right level of diffusion. I can adjust the intensity of the AI transformation and just dial that in. I can come in and say, I'd like a little softer light. And I can come on over to color grading, for example, and I can take a look at different digital film stocks. So, there's all sorts of different recipes. They have extra add-on ones that you can get in there. But I could say, let me look at different styles. or I'm looking to process here. And I could just play with these. And while they look really advanced there, like really strong, all of these can be dialed in to the exact amount you want with just a little subtlety. You can go in and you can play with other options here and dial in, very refined vignette and just fix in. Like, look at how it recovered the mountain there, right? It brought back and recovered detail in the sky. So I wanted that haziness in the sky, but I didn't like it blown out. And so it was so simple to kind of nail that. And you could still refine your traditional highlights and shadows and all of those things that you're used to doing. So it's got a whole color grading tool set, digital film stocks, the ability to go in and sharpen and remove noise. So there's a lot you can do. And I guess I'll just show you because they gave us access to their new version. Let me show you really quick a set of new portrait tools that are there. So I'll just find a portrait really quick. Let me go here and sure. Now, this is a fun portrait. This is one of my friends that I work with. And I love the emotion here, but the light, this is about the emotion, but the lighting isn't there, right? I just, the lighting, the moment is perfect, but the lighting doesn't bring out his face. We're losing it. So what I'm going to do is open this up. Now, Radiant Photo is going to use AI, and it's going to find the faces, and it will offer us an opportunity to fix that. Like, that was the automatic. Like, it just found everything. And now we can dial it in. So they've got this nice soft light diffusion to sort of soften the light. You can play with the depth to bring out the shadows. They have a new tool that is going to be shipping soon that is actually able to find skin tones, and you can dial in the right skin tone and then remove excess cast or come up with the right level of depth to balance the background based on the skin tones. And then under the digital makeup, you'll see things like shine removal. And look at that little hot spots. Some of the hot spots there on his head just get toned down. We can, do all sorts of things like that. And I'm just going to go back to the color grading tools and put a little digital film stock on and a tiny touch of a vignette. And so now we went from losing his emotion to having it. And it was super easy. Hit save. Mylio's got the change. These two products work together. Boom, I can save it, put it right next to the original. They even have a preset in here called display, which is specifically for Mylio Photos. And that'll make it be the one that shows up in Mylio Photos. Save it as a TIFF. Now, Ori, when you guys upload, what format do you want people to upload in for content?
We usually prefer JPEGs.
Okay.
We're looking at different options so that and that's going to be part of the premium membership coming next year to allow different format of images. But right now we're keeping it simple, straightforward JPEGs.
And sRGB, Adobe RGB, never ProPhoto for the web. ProPhoto never looks good in a web browser. But Adobe RGB, the wider gamut, or do you guys have a preference?
Yeah, I mean, we're from RAW to any type of format. We're soon allowing any type of image format to be uploaded. Okay. That should be in a month or two live on the site with a paid membership.
Awesome. Well, I'll just save that right back and close the photo, and I'll switch back to Mylio here. And right now it's scanning my hard drive. So you see like it's checking folders for recent changes. And in just a moment, it's going to actually pick up on that change. And then when I'm ready to go to your website, Ori, I can, go ahead and export that. I know we're at work of getting a module in here so we can get you guys into this menu, so that'll make it easier. I know your team is building out an API eventually, which is awesome. But it's there, and we'll be able to send that up there, which will be awesome. So I hope people are kind of seeing the ideas here. So what I wanted to mention is, when you head on over to Mylio's site, that we have this offer here. Ori, you're carrying it as well too, but special holiday bundle. get the bundle. You can also find it on ViewBug's site and Radiant's site. So go everywhere you want, and you'll get a year's access to all 3 products and some extra bonuses, and I think some prints too. So it's a really great bundle just to kind of jumpstart your creativity. And so you guys have wonderful contests and creative challenges and community. We have a community with educators as well to help people both with the software and with organization, which is there. With your Mylio Photos Must Plus membership, you also get the ability to plug in a backup drive. So, plug in a vault like I've got here. You see, I got one vault. I got another one up here. That means every picture from my phone, my laptop, my tablet, all of those are backed up in perfect sync. But on my tablet, I can say, oh, just put optimized images of everything. On my phone, just put, these things on there because there's less space. So on my phone, I put just the last 90 days, my family pictures, my 5 stars. I should add my pics. There we go, pic flags. And now those are synced to my phone. And that way I have access. And so you can customize exactly what's on all your devices. So with Mylio Photos Plus, you unite your photo library into a single library. So your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, every hard drive is available to you, and you can browse them from anywhere without the cloud. And then, everything can also get backed up and protected. So, Ori, any other advice you have for people who are new to the ViewBug community? You guys have had some wonderful community that you've built for a decade now. Is there any advice on how to fit in or how to get the most out of it?
Yes, I would recommend by signing up to ViewBug and uploading your images, and you'll see as a member that you're going to start also something fun that we just did. You're going to start collecting ViewBug coins for the activity within the community. You can give coins to other members can give you coins, and then if you go to the reward section on the navigation bar, eventually you start accumulating coins, and you can exchange those for very cool exclusive perks and products and gifts. So we're talking ViewBug, it's all about rewarding the photographer's creativity. So it's not only the contest and the challenges, every activity you do on ViewBug helps you improve your creativity because you interact with the other community members, but we also give you coins, and you can exchange those coins for pretty cool perks.
Cool. And there was a question from one of the attendees. If they want to make their own logo, is it free if they're a member, or are there extra charges to make a logo?
That's a very good question. With a free membership, there is a charge because we do have actual designers working on it. But with a platinum membership that's included in this bundle, the logo is included as well. So once you get the platinum membership, you can go to the logo builder, and you're going to get over 20 different formats of your logo with different file sizes, backgrounds, etc. So the short answer is, with the membership, this service is included at no extra cost.
And I want to make sure I understand it. So it's not just that you typeset it this way, this is a starting point, but then your designers make some options after this, or how does that work?
Correct. That's the starting point. It will look similar, but the designers work on it, and we provide all of the items that you're seeing. They're like the high resolutions, medium format, low, mobile ready, email ready, website ready. So you don't need to think about which file to use where. When you receive all the different files, it's going to be pretty much served in a platter. Will tell you what logo to upload to what site or where.
Awesome. Well, and again, guys, you can head on over to ViewBug. They've got the offer there. They've got the same bundle that you could find on the page. Just go to the main homepage. I'm logged in, so that's why I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're logged in, and you're already you have the membership. So if you're a free ViewBug member, you log in and you'll see the offer right away. We have that special offer going on for the holidays, same as Mylio. So excited to see everybody sharing their creativity on the site.
Great. Yep. And guys, go wherever you want. You can redeem the offer. You'll see, there it is right there. Get the bundle with all 3. If you're already a Mylio member, you are able to contact our customer service and they can extend your membership for that extra 12 months. So you just have to give a little bit of time. And, so we're in the process of like upgrading our membership system so it's easier for those things. But even in the short term, you can be an existing customer with ours and pick up this bundle and then get access to VIEWBUG and Radiant, which is just going to extend your creativity. Ori, I really appreciate you making time today, and Matthew, Lori, thank you as well for helping folks out. And if you guys are watching the replay, this offer is of course running through the Black Friday timeframe. If it's after that, we're seeing a lot of interest in this. We think we're going to keep it running for, maybe through the holidays, but I wouldn't wait too long. This is a pretty incredible deal. It's worth, I think it's like $500 worth of software practically. Yeah, for $100. So some really cool options here to just kind of jumpstart your creativity and really help you just have more fun with photography.
Yes, you couldn't have said it better. It's such a cool deal, and I really encourage everybody to play with Mylio. It's definitely helped me discover the images that I have to submit to contests. And thank you for having me. It's been super fun, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely. It's good to see you again. It's been a few
Likewise.
years. Say hello to everyone for me.
Will do. Same over there, please.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Thanks for tuning in.